What up, everybody? It's your boy H, and we're back once again, coming to you live straight after the Michigan game has just ended about 20 minutes or so ago, and I'm coming to you live, just giving you my thoughts on the game. And man, this game was a lot closer than I thought, but Minnesota travels as number 12 Michigan, and Michigan pulls out the victory in late fashion to hold off a Minnesota team who surged in that second half, 27-24. Yes. Now, before we dive into this game, let me give you the guys who are out of this game. Will Johnson, Jaden McBurrow, Jaden Mangham, Wesley Walker, all out in Michigan's secondary. So they're already thin with Rob Moore being out with the torn ACL. So thought Will Johnson was going to have a chance to play because I know Sharon Moore said last week that he would play, that he could have came back in the game if it had. And I feel like Will Johnson would have played if this was a bigger game and they needed him. But his presence was truly missed, especially in that second half. And then Colson Lovin did play today as well. Said out last week with that shoulder injury. But just some news. So you got young guys trying to find a rhythm like Jair Hill, Brandon Hillman. So Amir Hall's got to play more. So we're definitely young in that secondary and definitely banged up, and it does not help. But let's get off into it. First half, Michigan gets off to a really, really good start. They get up 21-3 going into the half. The three points by Minnesota was a Hail Mary pass from Brosmer, Max Brosmer, Minnesota's QB. Guy catches at the 2-yard line. They end up spiking it or kicking it with 1 second to go, and they get the ball. 21-3. So Michigan played well in that first half. Caleb Mullings 2 touchdowns. They were running the ball, doing what they did. They had a block punt that led to an Alex Orji touchdown to Tyler Morris, about 11, 12 yards. And then Jair Hill had a crazy interception on the sideline where he was able to get his right foot. Perfect execution. Then turn around until the ball was in there, and he perfect execution. So they played lights out football. Mason Graham 2 sacks in that first half. The D-line was dominant, played well. Stifled Minnesota and slowed them down. It was a much what I expected to see from them, dominating, coming in and just putting their foot on the gas and keep it going. And then as we go into the second half, this is where things start to change a little bit. That third quarter, Michigan's driving on their drive, and they're trying to get Orji the ball, get him to throw the ball more, get him more in rhythm. I could tell he was starting to build a little confidence up. But there's a play, drives back, it's looking, Colson Lovin is running down the seam closer towards the hash, the yards markers. And boom, Alex Orji lets it go, but he leads the ball more towards the middle of the field, which Minnesota's running a single high safety. So if the ball's placed right, hit it right on Colston, right on the money, and that's a big gain, 20, 30 yards we're looking at. And that's where the shape of the game completely changed. Minnesota starts going up tempo. Yes, and Michigan can stop it. They end up scoring back-to-back touchdown drives with Darius Taylor. End up scoring 21 points in that fourth quarter. Michigan just could not stop them, and once the up-tempo kept going, it was tough because think about Michigan, they don't have the depth on that D-line that they did a year ago, so that means if you run up-tempo on them, you can stop Mason Graham, you can stop Kenneth Grant, you can tire them out and wear them out, and then not having Will Johnson as one of your elite corners hurts big time. And late in that game, Wink Markdale, I don't like to see him blitz as much as he has to because Michigan's D-line from the top depth line is good enough to get pressure, but like they start to wear out, so that plays a major part in the game. But getting pressure with 4 helps because then you can play a little zone, drop back, switch it up. But then as he started blitzing, it didn't work. And late in that game, Minnesota ends up converting a couple of fourth down, gets inside the red zone, and scores a touchdown with under 2 minutes left with 1 timeout left, and makes it 24-27. Yes, Michigan was outscored 21-6 in that second half, and more so 3 touchdowns with Minnesota in the fourth quarter. But then Minnesota had a chance to try to get the ball with an onside kick, and this is here where things get really controversial. Minnesota kicks it, and Michigan misses it, and Minnesota actually recovers it, but they call offsides. And when I go back and look at the play, you guys can go check out for yourself. I don't think Minnesota was offsides. I think they should have got the ball back, and they would have had the chance to win this game or possibly get it to overtime with the way they were playing. Lights out on fire. Like I said, Max Brosman was taking hit after hit, but in that second half, he just kept up tempo, and got Michigan tired. You could just tell, you could see the momentum slipping away. Now, Michigan took their foot off the gas a little bit in that third quarter and just let it go, and they could not catch momentum. Alex Orji wasn't helping. They were killing it. There was a play right before Minnesota got the ball back to make it 24-27 where Michigan was a little over 4 minutes left, and Michigan tried to throw the ball on 3rd and 6 to the right hash and was incomplete instead of running the football and taking another 30, 40 seconds off the clock. So that played a major role in that game. Like I said, Wink Markdale, secondary, got cooked in that second half. Balls were just dropping back. And if And if that onside kicks complete, like I said, Minnesota might win the game. And then Michigan gets the ball back. Minnesota has one timeout left. And instead of going under center, Michigan decides to go shotgun as Bryn Bredesen is running in motion. The ball is hiked, and it goes right past Orji. And oh my gosh, my heart dropped in my chest, and I thought Minnesota was going to recover it. Just go under shotgun, hike the ball so you can get it, and just said execution was terrible towards in this game. I don't know what's going on. Sharon Moore had a post game with Jenny Tav, and he was not happy. This has to be better, man. It has to be cleaned up. Like I said, the big problem is the passing game. Got to get better in the passing game. Got to get better in the passing game, man. It's just terrible. Alex Orji better than last week where he had 37 yards. He had 86 yards on 10 for 18 in the touchdown, but the pick can't happen. Another turnover we talk about. Michigan keeps turning the ball over. Already at 10 this year and only had 8 all of last year. But once again, the workhorse in the offense, Khalil Mullings, 24 for 111, 2 touchdowns, continue to be that workhorse that Michigan needs. And Donovan Edwards, he's going to get in when he can to make a big play. Only 9 carries for 34 yards, 2 catches for 1 yard. So the offense has to do it. It's, like we talked about, they're just so one-dimensional. Orji's got to be able to try to get for 150, 200 because it's not going to get any easier. Michigan's finally got to go out on the road now. They had it laid out for them, playing all their games at home so the fans can help get them back in the game. But like I said, we're one-dimensional right now. The defense is getting tired towards the end of these games, and the offense can't stay on the field long enough. Michigan's next 4 games are crucial to how the season's going to go, and it's even harder. Next week, they go on the road. They got to play at Washington, which is a tough environment to play. You got to go all the way to the Pacific Northwest in Seattle. Then you got to go on the road. Illinois, who's ranked right now, they play Penn State tonight in a whiteout game, I believe. Then you got to host a rivalry game with the Michigan State Spartans, which you know the game is always close. It's always crazy. It's a rivalry game. And then you host Oregon, who's ranked currently 8th in the country, and they're playing UCLA tonight as I'm recording this. So it's not going to get any easier, man, and they have to get better. But Orji, delivery is not bad, but he's just missing throws, and 18 times was more than last week. So got to be better. Like I said, I love the first half performance, and the second half performance was terrible. So I give them this performance of a game a C-. Yes, it has to be better because you will get beat as the season goes on, and especially if you play like that on the road. You only get a caveat like that if you play at home. But 4-1, it's gonna be hard to watch these games like we talked about. But they're 4-1. I love this team, but no shot with the way they're playing right now of making a college football playoff or even winning this Big Ten. So just keep taking care of business. Hope they can get better. I noticed the offensive line is getting better running the football, but pass blocking is not as great right now either. So there's a lot of things to clean up. If they would have played like this in the second half, this game could have been easily. It might have been 31-14. If they would have just kept their foot on the gas and not took it off. But they got to win a lot to clean up. Maybe to help them play better next week because they're going to need it. They play like this again, the way they did in that second half next week on Washington. I know Washington just lost last night to Rutgers, but it doesn't matter. You're going on the road. And then they're finally in the Big Ten, but Husky Stadium is rocking. So 4-1 Wolverines got to get better performance. A mixed bag. So you got a good first half, terrible second half, but the closing games out is the most important thing. So we'll see what happens, man. But this team has a lot of work to do. So I want to give you guys my thoughts, what I thought about the game. So, hey, enjoy your college football Saturday. Enjoy the rest of the college football weekend. Hey, it's your boy Adrian, and I'm out. And also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow me and give me a shout out. And I appreciate all the love and support from the people. It's your boy, and I'm out.